Okay, now when we insert the record here, it is asking about the fields, admission number, say name. We are entering name here. Enter fees, say enter address, teacher number. Do you want to add more records? When you say yes, it will ask more data. So if I say no, it will come back. Yes, I want to continue. Now you can print the records in the table. All records in the table are shown. If you want some kind of formatted way output, you can use that tkinter module to make the interface GUI based. So right now we are using Python interpreter for showing the output. So now if I want to search a roll number, do you want to continue? Yes, now I am searching the roll number. Enter admission number to search. If I say 2, it is showing me the result. So next part is to delete a record and to modify a record. First I will show you to modify a record. Enter admission number you want to modify. Enter new fields. So if you see, the record is modified. If I see again number 4, the record is modified, fees from 3500 to 2800. So now I am deleting the record 6, admission number to delete 2, continue yes. Now if you want to see the record, go back to 4 number record, 4 number choice, it is showing that record is deleted from the file. Yes to continue, and I will add one more choice. If you say there no, it will go back, and again 4 to print, and do you want to continue? No, it will stop the program. So now let's see how this is done. Very simple. First import MySQL module. Initialize the choice with y. Because we are using while loop here, it will enter only if my condition is true. So with this print statement, simply you are printing your menu. Then x equal to input, enter your choice. Now when I say x, my choice is 1, it is establishing connection every time, and connection equal to py_mysql dot connect. So py_mysql dot connect will create the connection. So it has some parameters. User equal to root. Most commonly user is root. What username gave during the MySQL installation, that username you can use here. Here the password of your database is used. Localhost is to be written if you are using your local database. If you are using any database on cloud, here you have to provide the IP address of the database. Then it is establishing the cursor, creating a cursor object using the cursor method. So it is connecting, it is establishing the connection. After that, it is creating a cursor object using the cursor function. So con.cursor will create a cursor object. Now, as we are creating a new database, that is school. Here we are creating a database school. So if database is already exist, so first it will drop that database, then it will create a new database. So in this project, what we are doing, we are creating a database school. So it will not show error, it will overwrite. I mean, first it will delete the database. If it already exists, it will create your new database. So create database school, SQL equal to query. So first you will prepare a query, SQL equal to create database school, then cursor.execute. Cursor.execute will execute that particular query, and what is this query doing? This is creating a database school. After that, print list of databases. Cursor.execute show databases. After creating your database school, it will show you all the databases. You can see that databases are created. Print cursor dot fetch all. Execute query if it is returning, execute function if it is returning some result. You need to call fetch all function to take all the result into the cursor object. After that, you can print one by one from, you can say r equal to cursor dot fetch all, and then you can use the individual entry of that particular list and show it one by one. But here it will show the entire result of fetch all as a resultant list. If x equal to 2, connection equal to MySQL, again the same command for establishing the connection is given. Every time it is connecting the database and establishing the connection. Cursor dot con dot cursor, it will again create the table. If it already exists, it will delete the table, drop table if exists, student. So if your student table exists, it will delete the table. Then we have preparing query to create a table. It will create a table. You will just write down the entire query and save it as a string into the SQL variable. So when you have to execute this query for creating a database, just write SQL in the execute function. So pass it as a parameter, it will create a table, then it will print a list of tables. It is showing you show tables. Print cursor dot fetch all will fetch all the records. Connection dot close will close the connection. Next command is for inserting new records. Again, establish the connection, create the cursor object. So in this loop, what we are doing, we are asking about the roll number, name, fees, address and teacher number. Teacher number is the, you can say number of class teacher. Then you will create a list in the val variable. So val is creating list whatever data you have entered, and it will insert this as a record. Now everything is here, roll number is integer, this is also integer, but when we are entering the data, it is entering as a percentage s, means as a string. So we are taking it as a string into the SQL table. So insert into will insert all the data, then you are executing it with two things, SQL, this is your SQL query, and the val, because we are not giving here variable names that t role, t name, t fees, everything we can also write here, but this is one another method. We are taking this val, as a list here, and the list parameters, 5 parameters are mentioned as values. So this SQL query will take equivalent value of this percentage s from this list. So in this way you can simplify your execute queries. So when you are making any kind of change in your table, you have to use commit command. So con.commit will add the records into the table, and you can, the records are permanently added to your SQL table and the transaction is complete. Again, this is asking, do you want to enter more records? Yes, it will take you to the main menu and closing the connection after performing the query. Then we have fourth option, which is displaying all the records. So as previously explained, making connection and creating the cursor. After that, we are directly executing query here. Even instead, you can write SQL equal to select from start from student, and then you can execute SQL as we have done in the previous options. Select start from student. Then we have result equal to cursor dot fetch all. So this is fetching all the results. Why we are using a result? Because we want to show this with the header, and one by one this result will come in my window. So we can arrange, we can use the different functions given by the Python, And the format function you can also use. So for printing you can use already learned other options. So here we are explaining the normal print statement. Now X is one element of this list. So cursor dot fetch all will fetch all the records. X is the first record and X0 is the admission number, X1 is the name of the student, then result X2 is the result of X2 is the fees, and result of X3 is the address, and last field is the teacher name. Here instead of giving space, you can also use /t or /n option as per your requirement. So after printing all the options, you have to close the connection. Con dot close will close the connection. So like we have closed this connection here, and also after displaying this we have to ask the, one second, it's here. So after closing this we have to ask again, do you want to okay, so here you just close the connection. Now the fifth option is based on some search based on some value. So here we are asking the user enter admission number to search. Now it is fetching all the results, but here it is putting the condition where admission number equal to %s, which is given by the user as input admission number. Now when you fetch all the records, it will give you all the records in the result. Now if there is no query satisfying your condition, then length of the list will be 0. So if length of result is 0, result does not exist, otherwise you can print the result. Now here you can, if you want to print field one by one, so you can make use of x of 0 and x of 1, field by field you can show, or you can show the entire list at once. So here also you can close the connection. Next is x equal to 6, again establishing the connection and deleting the record from the table. So ask the user which what you want to delete, and delete the record. Now delete is again making change in your data table. So again you need to establish the connection and execute the query and commit the transaction. So x equal to cursor dot row count. If cursor equal to 0, record does not exist. Otherwise record deleted. Now after that x is 7. The same logic we are applying here, but here we are updating the fees, asking the new fees for which admission number you want to change. Update student set fees equal to %s, where admission number is this, and after that you are sending the t fees and t troll, two variables you are sending in the order you have given in the query. So after performing the query, you can you have to commit and it will update the table. Cursor count. Now if no query is executed, so cursor dot row count will be 0. If x is 0, then record does not exist. Otherwise it will show you the message record modified. So at the last we are asking, do you want to continue? Yes or no. If you say yes, it will take you to the main menu. Otherwise if you say no, it will take out you from the program.